Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the January 6, 2023 tier list of the Modernia release. And she's been out for a couple of days now, for around a week, and it's a good time to visit where she is in the meta and where has the meta shifted, what changed. As you can see, this is our Burst 1 tier list. Nothing really much has changed, except maybe XCS rating on Nikke could drop a little bit, even though it doesn't really affect her overall rating. They also dropped Yen's review as well on Nikke, even though I don't think it changed that much overall. It's something to note though. A lot of the player base and a lot of the tier list have been mentioning that Noise's HP recovery during her buff, like her buff increases HP, right, for her burst, is a bug. I'm not sure it's a bug, to be honest, because this is not the first time in a game that developer does this. It probably won't be the last time that an HP buff also equals an HP heal. For example, probably one of the most famous one in gacha games is Merlin from FGO. And whenever Merlin buffs people's HP, they get healed as well. So I don't think that's a buff I don't think that's a bug, to be honest with you guys. And with that being said, Noise is now a pretty solid S tier just due to how tanky she is among everything, right? Alright, let's take a look at B2. Here's B2, verse 2. Also, really, nothing much has really changed as well. Miracle N is finally rated higher into S tier list now. As I said last time, I think she needs to be moved higher, and she did. The main thing for Annie is the fact that Annie she's a pretty big attack booster, and at the same time she debuffs enemies healing, right? So it works really well on one with self-heal going against the raptures, and on the other hand, she has really large attack buffs that is really great for arenas, because even though she's 60 seconds cooldown in arenas, most arena fights really only last 2 burst rounds. So there's no point of, as long as you pair her up with another 40-second burst, there's really no downside of the 60-second burst rotation. In non-arena map, you can pair her up with any other burst 2 that's 20-second rotation, and it should be fine. That's what I did typically, and her HP healing debuff works really well. On the other hand, Diesel's rating got brought up a lot too. Like I think I stated on previous lists as well, Diesel should have been rated higher, and there she is. She got bumped up. I believe she was B tier on some of the on my previous tier list before, and she's now solid A tier just due to how tanky she is in arenas, right? And once you get her up, her strawberry candy's HP buff, it helps a lot. It helps a lot with survivability. All right. Lastly, let's take a look at our Burst 3. Let's take a look. Burst 3. This is today's meat, today's main course. Right. As you can see, you have updated list. I personally think, even though Modernia has placed a little bit behind Haran, I think some people's familiarity with Haran, which is the fact that a lot of people races Haran more than Modernia, because of course Modernia is newer, affected how her rating is in this one. In my honest opinion, Modernia should be rated at the same rating, if not higher, than Haran, due to how versatile she is in both interceptions, the boss fights, or just in general everyday use. Because her burst is is more versatile than Haran, right? Haran is one once and done. But in a lot of games and in a lot of game mode, the enemy just keep coming. It doesn't just stop in one wave. So both Scarlet and Haran, their burst is 1 second, like it's a whole screen wipe basically. And while Modernia is continuous wiping anything that just jump out afterwards. So it has a very big advantage for her for continuous DPS. And I personally think that she should just rate it slightly below Scarlet and high with Haran. We'll see how it goes. Okay. And the S tier list. Some other tier lists, especially I think this Japan one, has dropped the plus to A. I personally think the plus should still be around S tier just due to how effective she is in interceptions, especially when you got above level, when you pass 16, chapter 16, and you are now fighting special interceptions and all those different interception bosses. The plus basically dominates them because they all have breakable parts, right? And the plus's damage, as everyone knows, is very high with it. So I think the plus should have rated higher, even though per the average score, she's rated at A. I bump up her S. Same goes to Sugar. The main reason Sugar was a little bit lower is because Nikke.gg and I think the Japan one also rated Sugar a little bit lower. I do not think that Sugar should have rated in A tier while Drake stays in S tier, because most of the time you use both of them as a pair. This is assuming you have ideal set boxes for the skin, right? So if you use Drake, there's really no reason why you don't use Sugar. So they are treated as a pair in most cases, and when you use them individually, Sugar actually outperforms Drake in a lot of cases. All right, and Drake's damage buff for the team, it somehow doesn't really outdo Drake's effectiveness just buffing herself. Like Sugar has a lot of DPS output during her burst just due to her increased fire rate and the fact that she also reloads a little bit faster too. So that's why I bumped Sugar up from A to S. And on top of that, I think Neve rating is a little bit lower than she should be. I think she should be the top of A tier, but we'll see how it goes. And that's pretty much it for the January tier list. If you have any comment, please leave it please down below. And if you have time, or if you like the videos, click subscribe and yeah, keep checking my channel. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.